Hey guys, so I'm back and I thought this was like the perfect time to do a tutorial with my new NARS Narcissist Dual Intensity Eyeshadow Palette. Now this eyeshadow palette is not yet available at Sephora, but it is available on the NARS website, and it contains 8 of their Dual Intensity eyeshadows that they debuted last year. Now these eyeshadows are really expensive. I think they've got to be like $29 or like $32. They're in that price range, like high 20s. And I did not know, I wasn't gonna buy a single eyeshadow that cost that much. And I was so glad when I heard they were gonna do this palette. I was like, oh, perfect. And honestly, I went in store and I swatched the eyeshadows and they were pretty, and I was like, oh, if only they didn't cost that much, because I just wasn't inclined to spend $30 on an eyeshadow. I was just like, nah, it ain't even gonna happen. I don't care. And then I heard they were gonna debut this palette with 8 of the colors. So I was like, what? I am all about it. I am here for it. So I ordered my palette off the NARS website. New Year's Eve, I was on it. I was like, click, let's go. And I showed swatches on my Instagram of these eyeshadows, and I did my haul with these eyeshadows. They are so pretty. They're pigmented. They're a sophisticated sheen. They're not like a high frost finish, like a high shine, but there's definitely sheen to them. They're gonna give you that glowy, you know, sheen, that glowy shimmer on your eyes, but it's not gonna be like, oh my god, she has frosted eyeballs. So I really like the palette and I do recommend it. I'm gonna do a full review and swatch video, but in the meantime, in between time, I decided to do a tutorial with the eyeshadows, and everybody has been doing a tutorial with the blue eyeshadow, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna do a blue smoky eye. I'm gonna do a more wearable blue look, and I'm keeping the rest of the face all NARS as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy this tutorial, and I'll talk to you soon. Alright, so here's an up-close view of the look that we are going for. So let's get right into it. As always, to begin, I'm applying an eyeshadow primer, and for this I'm using my Kat Von D High Voltage Eye Primer in the shade Skin, which is just a matte light beige color, and then I'm going to blend it in with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush all over my lid and slightly into my brow bone area, and then go over it with my fingers just to warm everything up and smooth it out. I'm going to start out with my inner tear duct color, and for this I'm picking up the lightest highlight shade from the palette. It's the Andromeda shade, which is a very light champagne shade with a little bit of a pinky undertone, and I'm just going to apply that to my inner tear duct area using the brush from the palette. Grabbing the Europa shade, which is the second light shade. It's a really light pink shade, and I'm applying that next to the highlight shade on the middle of the lid, again using the same brush just to pack that on and blend the two shades together, and staying a little below the crease area. Now I'm picking up the blue shade, which is Giove, and applying it again with the same brush on the outer lid area, kind of packing that on to get a great intensity, and pulling it onto the outer lid area, but staying below the crease. We're not blending just yet, we're just packing on the color to get the intensity that we want. I wiped off the brush and I'm just going to go between the two shades, kind of doing back and forth zigzag motions to blend that and get a nice fade between the pink and the blue. And then I'm picking up a little bit more of the pink just to make sure that the blue doesn't overwhelm it too much, and pack it on and again blend between the two lines. Now I'm grabbing my IT Cosmetics number 107 blend-in shadow brush and going around the edges of that blue color on the outer lid area and outer crease, and just go around in kind of a circular shape, just going back and forth to blend out the edge of that color. I'm not pulling it too far into the crease, or into the inner crease I should say. I'm concentrating that blend on the outer crease and outer lid so we don't pull that color and make a mess on the inner part of the eye. Once we have that blended out decently, I'm going back in with some more of the blue color on the same brush from the palette and packing that color on again. Then clean off the brush and just go lightly now around the edges, because we don't want to fade the color, we just want to blend the edges. We want that color to stay intense. Just go around the edges to blend out the color again. I'm grabbing the blending brush again just to go around the brow bone area to make sure that there are no harsh lines. I'm picking up a little bit of a matte dark blue shade. This is China Blue, also from NARS. It's one of my favorite deep dark blues, and I'm just going to blend that into the outer V area with a blending brush. This is a J5523. Very lightly, just to deepen up that outer crease and add some definition with a matte shade. Then you can clean off the excess off the brush and go ahead and go around the edges again to blend the color out. Then for the lower lash line, I'm going to grab the black from the palette, which I'm probably going to butcher this pronunciation, but Sycorax. It's just a sooty black shade, and I'm going to apply that with a flat definer brush from MAC. This is the MAC 212. Just apply this to the very lower lash line right against my lashes and just go back and forth to smoke it out a little bit. And this black is nice and blendable, so it gives us that nice smoky effect. And then for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to use Well Rested Face Color from Bare Minerals, which is just a light beige color, and I'm going to apply that just under the high part of my brow using a MAC 252 large paddle brush, and just blend that in with the brow bone colors. I feel like I want to blend out the edge of that blue a little bit more, so I'm just going to go back in with the blending brush. Again, this is the 107 from IT Cosmetics, and go on the brow bone, just go back and forth using windshield wiper motions just to blend out the edge of that color. For my upper lash line, I'm going to create a thin winged eyeliner using my L'Oreal Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner, just to create a nice base for the lashes and give ourselves a very subtle wing. And for mascara, I'm using my Too Faced Better Than Sex. And of course, don't forget your bottom lashes. Then for my lashes, I'm using my Style number 48 lashes from Nigels Beauty Emporium, which are nice, full lashes. They're not going to give too much length, but they're going to give me a nice fullness to my actual natural lashes. And don't forget to line your lower waterline. I'm using my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Perversion, which is this rich matte black shade. So here go the eyes, completely done. So let's move on to the rest of the face. So now that the eyes are done, let's move on with the rest of the face. And I'm going to keep with the NARS theme. I'm going to try to use all NARS products as best as I can. So I'm starting out with my contour. And for this, I'm going to use the Paloma Contour and Highlight Duo. And it's a nice shade for like medium skin tones, like medium deep skin tones. And I'm going to apply that to the hollows of my cheeks using my IT Cosmetics Angled Radiance brush. And I'm just going to create a very subtle contour. I don't do anything too harsh when it comes to contour, but it has this color has a little bit of a gray undertone, so it's going to be good for a contour color. I'm also going to go in with some bronzer, which I don't typically do, but this is really good to warm up the skin. So you're going to apply it in places where the sun would hit and you would naturally get that sun-kissed glow. So I'm grabbing my Casino bronzer, also from NARS, and this is the Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush, the number 127 from Zoeva. It's just an angled white-haired brush, and I'm going to apply this to the tops of my forehead and in my temple area just to add some warmth along my hairline, because my hairline tends to be a little bit darker than my skin on my face, so I need to like blend my hairline in with my foundation. So that's why I'm adding a little bronzer. Most of the times I use a contour powder there, but actually bronzer is a much better way to warm up that area, so that's what I'm going to do. And this brush has been shedding on me, so you know, it's good to test out brushes for a long time, because this one is shedding here and I don't know what's going on. For the blush, I'm going to grab Amore Blush from NARS, which is a matte kind of rosy shade. It's actually a very flattering color on deeper skin tones. It gives us just a very natural flush. And yes, Carol always says I don't use big pops of blush on my cheeks. I don't. I really go for natural looking colors, because on dark skin, like a bright blush just looks too crazy, so I go for natural blushes. And for my highlight, I'm gonna use the Albatross highlight powder from NARS, which is a very light, very pale gold shade. And if you use it lightly, it won't look ashy on darker skin. Just go in very lightly and buff it in. And I'm gonna apply that with the Luxe highlight brush from Zoeva. This is the 105, and I like this brush a lot. It's it applies highlight really well and it blends it in. So that's what I'm gonna do, pop a little bit of highlight to give myself a little bit of a golden glow. And now for the lips, I'm going in with my Audacious lipstick. This one is in the shade Michio, however you pronounce that. I think it's Michio. It's just a bright pink, and you're like, wait, but it's wintertime. I don't care. I need it to be bright and pretty, so I'm going in with this bold, like bright fuchsia pink shade, and I'm applying that in all its divinity. Just apply that to my lips. It's a nice bright color, and I really like bright pinks with blue eyes. I think they complement each other so well. I just love it. And then I'm gonna outline my lips using my Embrace Me lip pencil from MAC, and this is just to sharpen up the shape. It's not really creating any, you know, dimension or ombre effect. It's just making sure that the lip line is crisp and it's right along the edges of my lips, not overlining, just right on the edges of my lips. And that is going to complete our look, and I really like how it turned out. It's a nice way to wear blue without being too intimidating or too overwhelming. It's a very subtle blue look, and I know people have been doing like a smoky blue look with this palette, and I wanted to do something different, as I always try to show you something different. And this way you can incorporate the blue without being like, bam, Mimi from the 90s blue, you know? It's a really bright color to pop in the outer crease area, outer lid area. It's still going to be a very eye-catching blue look, but it's not so in your face. It's more like, here's some blue, I look pretty, I look sophisticated, and I really love it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. And if you did like the video, definitely hit the thumbs up button to show your support and help me, you know, get out there in the YouTube universe. So thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, I'll leave a full list of the products used in the description box below, as well as links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages where you can follow me along, and I'll also leave links to helpful videos that you may want to check out. So until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye!